Hello, good people. Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I need to do something. I think that branch is actually dead. I'm going to need to get that thing cut. One of these times, I'm going to come out here, and it's going to be falling on my head, and that's going to be all she wrote. The rain has finally passed through. We got a couple of inches of rain. I hope that my man, Game Time Brian, did not wash away. There's flooding in Old Town Alexandria. King Street looks like a canal. There's trees that have been toppled over because we had the bad storms over the weekend, and the ground was already saturated. My side of my yard over here, the hill, looked like a river running through it. It has just been crazy with this weather, and it's actually warm out here, which is kind of crazy. A lot of crazy things. I was sitting here. It's been a good day. I've got a lot of work done in the workshop. I did a little live stream in there. Got some stuff for the red brick house ready. Got some more of the plaques and stuff to give away to you guys. Michael has boxed up all of the shot glasses for here we go to send to all the tailgate members and stuff. And I've gotten everything put away from the tailgate and have recovered from that completely. So I'm in good shape. I'm in good shape right now. And so I was sitting there chilling and trying to figure out what I was going to talk about for my fireside chat. I've done a lot of content and things today, between running around and doing stuff in the shop and stuff, and keeping you up to speed. It's really kind of the quiet before the storm. The team gets back to practice tomorrow. We already know that Will McClay, as well as Dan Quinn, are people are interested in those guys for running their organization. One of the things that happens when you're successful. But we know that Stephon Gilmore yesterday, that his shoulder was, sublimation, and they popped it back in, and it'll be a little sore, but he'll be ready to go by Sunday, and we'll be playing the Green Bay Packers, who now, Jordan Love is now Aaron Rodgers in his heyday. So we've all got all that news, so we're good. Now, I was watching, excuse me, sorry. I was watching Speak. And the question for one of the segments was, have you lost faith in Jalen Hurts? Now, here's the thing that's interesting. Dak Prescott last year, 23 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. Surprisingly, now Dak did miss 5 games. That was in 11 games. Jalen Hurts has the same numbers in 16 games. And so they were quantifying it, and they were trying to justify and say, oh, this is just a bad year. This isn't the Jalen Hurts. This was just, the exception to the rule. And I pointed out in the video that's posted, when you looked at Dak Prescott's 2021 numbers, where he had 37 TDs and broke the Dallas Cowboys single season TD record, had a 6-0 division record, those numbers are almost identical to what we have right now. 37 TDs, 36 here. 6-0 division, 5-1. So they've been trying to tell you that, Dak Prescott's never played like this before. It's like, yes, actually he has. Yes, actually he has played like this. So you look at last year where he has all the interceptions versus his career. I hate to tell you, that was more of the exception in the bad year. So, here's the thing. They literally used Dak Prescott to save Jalen Hurts. Joy Taylor literally said, I never lost faith in Dak Prescott. In my mind, I'm thinking you never had any, or at least you never said you had any. He said, well, look at Dak Prescott last year and look at him this year with Mike McCarthy. Coaching matters. Oh. And they're going through the litany of things like, say, the defense is atrocious. They were saying, because their defense is so bad, you can't put it all on the quarterback. Of course, the Cowboys have always had the 85 Bears defense every year. Every year. Tony Romo had the 85 Bears. And I'm sitting here listening to this, and they're like, well, look at Dak Prescott, what he's done this year. So Jalen Hurts, he's going to get back to like he did. He's just like that. And I was like, what? You guys have been killing Dak Prescott for years. For everything. He dinks and dunks. No, that's not good enough. Oh, it's garbage time. It's the interceptions. It's everybody else. He's got a great, he's got a playmaking defense. That's why. And now, all the things that you have used to slander him, you turn around and say, wow, he doesn't have those. I'm sorry if I don't seem sympathetic, but that's some bullshit. Here's what, I know people out there will, I mean, I literally remember, I'm old enough to remember when people were saying that Daniel Jones, I trust Daniel Jones more than Dak Prescott, Greg Jennings. I trust Daniel Jones more than Dak Prescott. I remember all the Eagle fans doing the greater than sign. Jalen Hurts is greater than Dak Prescott. Well, guess what? Those two guys, those two franchises have married themselves to those quarterbacks that are average. Yeah, I said it. Actually, I'll say Daniel Jones is below average. And he's got a hurt ACL and won't be ready to start the season. Jalen Hurts, remember when they used to say Dak Prescott needs people around him? Because I'll say, as last year was probably the exception to the rule for Dak Prescott because he had never been a turnover guy. He is one of the fewest percentage-wise turnover guys in the history of football. I will say last year was more the exception than the rule. And then now looking at Jalen Hurts, the way he played this year, played the year before last year, and so on, you might actually say that last year was more the exception of him having a great season in a contract year than the rule of what he is as a quarterback. As a Dallas Cowboy fan, as you look at the Commanders that have fired a coach again and are starting over, that got rid of their best two defensive pieces and now are starting all over and don't have a quarterback. As you look at the New York Giants that did beat the Eagles, but are married to Daniel Jones, who is hurt and needs to rebuild their offensive line as well as other places, they're not going to be ready. And as you look at the Eagles, who right now are questioning whether or not to keep Nick Sirianni, their coach. And you have to look at some of these players that look at this and say, it might be time to abandon ship. And a team that's now thinking, why did we sign Jalen Hurts to this contract? As you look at it with Dak Prescott, you could say consistency. You've never had any of these problems that you've had with these other guys or questions. You should look at this and say, we have the best quarterback by far in the division. And our future looks a hell of a lot brighter having guys like CeeDee Lamb, having guys like Micah Parsons, getting guys back next year like Diggs, getting guys like Tyler Smith. That you have a core group of young guys with an outstanding quarterback, and you should be good after being 12-5 each of the last 3 years. You should be good for years to come. And that should give you a sense of pride. Now, we got the Green Bay Packers. Green Bay Packers who hate to say it, the Packers have more playoff wins against the Cowboys than the Cowboys have against the Packers. They're one of only 2 teams that the Cowboys have a losing record to. I hope we start changing that narrative starting this weekend. I hope that the home crowd is out there busting ass. Don't bust heads. Don't be a Commander fan, okay? Don't be a Commander fan. But we go out there and we play like we're supposed to play. And we get that win. Whew. Yep. It's sad. The football season, it's only playoffs. The playoffs, the Super Bowl. And then it's the NFL winner. I want to give all of y'all out there a shout out because we crossed over the 70,000 mark this morning. 70,000 of you guys. Pat yourself on the back. Way to go. I can't believe that many people want to watch. But I'm very, very thankful that you do. With that being said, you know how I roll. It's time for me to get on out of here. But remember, good people, remember, tell the people you love them. Because you might not get the chance again, and I love you guys. God willing, I'll see all of you, except you Eagle fans, in the morning.